know who I am.
The land that bore me. The streets of Acosasco looked narrower than Victoria remembered. Greyer, too. Maybe it was the season, or the dust, or the weight of knowing she had returned just as the newspapers brimmed with reports of explosions, attacks, and towns under siege by their own people. Every block looked like a half-erased postcard. The facades, once vivid, now wore a coat of melancholic dust. On a corner, 2 children played with an old tire, one of them wearing a soldier's cap. Victoria felt a knot rise in her throat. "It's not war yet," said Don Antonio, her father, fingers drumming the steering wheel of the official car. "But it smells close." Victoria turned her face toward the window. The old colonial mansions stretched out like ghosts among the dry jacaranda trees. She wondered if the neighbors were still the same, if the city would recognize her, if she even wanted to be recognized. "There's never a good time to come back," her father added, his smile bitter. "But this might be the worst." "I didn't come for sightseeing," she replied, eyes still fixed on the glass. Don Antonio sighed. His voice lowered. "We sent you to study architecture, not to philosophize in leftist cafes. I don't want you getting involved in things that don't concern you." "They may not concern me, but they affect me. That's enough." When they reached the house, everything looked the same. The crooked lanterns, the wrought iron gates, the fountain with no water. But something had changed. The very air seemed to carry a warning no one dared to speak aloud. At dinner, words flew like finely sharpened knives. Everyone was there. Her parents, her uncles, a couple of cousins who had joined the diplomatic corps, and her grandmother, who didn't speak much, but heard everything. Silence reigned when she spoke, and glances crossed when she didn't. "The government's doing everything it can to keep order," said her uncle, a member of the Grand Council. "But with these people, peasants, students, even priests, they all think they have the right to change the country." "Don't they?" Victoria asked, without raising her voice. One cousin cleared his throat. Her mother looked down. Don Antonio set his fork down with a sharp clink. "Daughter, this isn't Europe." "Thank God," she muttered. Her uncle frowned. "And what do you suggest, then? A revolution with tablecloths and silverware?" "I suggest listening before silencing, asking before locking people away, not treating every question as a threat." Her grandmother smiled, just barely. It was the only tender gesture at the table. After dinner, Victoria stepped out into the garden. She needed air, or perhaps distance. It was there, in the shadows of the bougainvillea, that she saw her. A girl, sitting on the edge of the fountain, notebook in hand, her hair dark as newborn night. She was sketching something in pencil, humming a melody that barely escaped her lips. One knee was bent, her braid coming undone. In the lamplight, her profile looked hand-drawn, soft, sure, impossible to ignore. There was something about her that didn't belong in that garden, and yet she was the only real thing in it. Victoria took a step, and the girl looked up, and then they saw each other. No greeting, no surprise, no words. Just 2 women taking in who the other had become, without needing to say a word.